Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and this morning we're visiting with Andrea Stith. She's the Barren County Extension Agent for Horticulture. Good morning, Andrea.
Good morning, Joanna. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, I'm glad you're here today because, as gardening season kind of winds down, we're starting to put away our tools. There are some things that we probably need to do beforehand.
So there's some things that we need to do that we maybe don't think about, or we're just kind of done with the garden. If you're like me, you're just done and you just want to put stuff up. But there's a few steps that we can take that will make next year starting up season a little bit easier. One of the main things I want to talk about is cleaning and disinfecting your tools before you put them up. So you'll see some of these here have a little bit of dirt on them, just a little debris and stuff. So we want to make sure that we're cleaning those tools off. It helps to improve your performance with them. It's going to make them easier to maintain in the future. You'll have cleaner cuts if they're clean and sharpened. It's going to reduce your rust. They will last you a whole lot longer if you give them proper care. You won't have to spend as much money to buy new tools the next year. I know some people just like to throw their stuff away at the end of the year. They're just done and they'll just buy new tools. A lot of my tools cost a little bit more than that because I've invested in them, and so I want to give them a little bit of love and make them last a little bit longer. So one thing that we've learned is that plastic and rubber are a little easier to sanitize, but some of our wood will last a little longer if it's given proper care. So if you do have wooden tools, don't just throw them away. Give them a little love. You might need to sand them a little bit, add a little oil to them, give them a little bit of love. And then you want to make sure you're storing your tools in a dry place. So you don't want to put them in a garage if you've got a leaky spot right over top of it. You don't want to put them there. Make sure they're kind of in a drier spot in the garage or in your storage shed. Also, you want to organize your tools. It's going to make them easier for you to find. It's also going to add a little bit of safety. I don't know about you, but I have hit myself in the head with a rake before because it was faced the wrong way. So you want to make sure you're facing tools the right way. Don't put the sharp points and things out when you're putting them away. And you also do want to remove that soil and debris. So how do we do that? So there is a difference between clean and sanitize. So we want to clean things. That's physically removing the soil and debris. And you want to do that prior to disinfecting. Otherwise, your disinfectants won't be effective. They'll kind of be, you'll just be wasting your money and your time and your effort. So we want to do that by usually just using a little bit of water, maybe a little bit of soap if it's a little bit more thick soil on there. And just kind of rinse them off, get that off there. And then there's many different things you can sanitize your tools with. You want to look at the benefits and the disadvantages of all of those things. So there are household chemicals that you can use. Some of those are a little easier to find. They might be a little more expensive than some of your, higher end, maybe commercial, industrial cleaners. They may be not as corrosive. So make sure you do your research. Find out also if they're effective against preventing disease and maybe spreading that disease. So if it's not going to get rid of it, then why are we doing it in the first place? So there's also the chlorine bleach solution that people use, 10% bleach mixed with water. That's effective. It's usually easy to find, but it can be a bit corrosive. And it does usually take about a 30-minute soak to be effective to get rid of that disease pressure. So just do your research, find out maybe before you start cleaning what things you're comfortable using in your home for cleaners. And find out what is effective to disinfect those to help to reduce that disease pressure the next year.
And Andrea, do we have information about this at the Extension office?
We have a little bit. A lot of your Master Gardener manuals will have a little bit more information, and the Plant Pathology Lab has stuff about sanitizing your garden and sanitizing things. Because in the fruit industry, we do a lot more pruning. And so they have a little bit of that information in some of the pruning publications as well. But your extension agents, most of them all do this with their own tools, and they'll be able to give you some tips and tricks for what they might use. If you're looking for things that are a little less aggressive, some people use pine oil products. Those are not as corrosive. They might not be as effective with the disease, but it is an option for somebody who maybe doesn't want harsh chemicals and things going on.
So there's options. You just need to do your research, but the most important thing is make sure you have clean tools to start the year.
Yes, you want to put them up clean and try to sharpen them if you have a chance.
All right, Andrea, thanks for the information, and we appreciate you watching the Farm and Home Show. Have a great day.